What happens when the world watches you make the biggest mistake of your life?
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow.
Will Smith's infamous Oscar slap wasn't just a moment of rage. It was a turning point.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth!
I'm going to, okay?
A public fall from grace that shook the world. But here's the shocking truth. That moment, as devastating as it was, might just be the beginning of his most incredible transformation yet. And it's a transformation that you can learn from. You've been there, haven't you? That one moment where everything went wrong? A decision you regret? Words you can't take back? Will's story is about more than fame. It's about redemption, grace, and the unthinkable power of God's forgiveness. You remember that night, right? The Oscars 2022. Will Smith, beloved actor, father, husband, walks on stage and slaps Chris Rock.
We just got to talk about that moment that everybody can't stop mentioning on social media. We've got Will Smith slapping Chris Rock across the face.
The world gasps. Social media erupts. The room goes silent. How could someone like Will, with so much to lose, act in such a way? Was this just an impulse, or was it something deeper? What drove him to that point? We all have that breaking point. The question is, where do we turn when we reach it? In those moments of anger, regret, and shame, we often feel like there's no way back. But the Bible tells a different story, a story of grace, a story of how God doesn't just see our mistakes, but our potential for redemption. It's easy to feel like we've blown it for good, but God specializes in taking broken moments and turning them into something beautiful. Just like Saul, the fierce persecutor of Christians who became the Apostle Paul, Will Smith is now on a journey of transformation. After that Oscars night, Will did what many of us don't. He admitted his fault. He apologized. He made it right with Chris Rock. And then he turned to his faith for healing.
Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk.
But let's not sugarcoat it. Will's fall was a huge one. The consequences, immediate and severe. His Oscar win, almost overshadowed. His reputation, forever changed. He was vilified, mocked, and dissected in every corner of the world. You can imagine how it felt. There's something so raw about that kind of public shame. It makes you wonder, how can anyone come back from this? How do you recover when you've messed up in such a monumental way? And yet, what did Will do? He leaned into his faith. He found comfort in God's grace. Like King David, who wrote in Psalm 51:17, "The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O God, you will not despise." Will's public apology wasn't just for the cameras. It was a cry for healing, a plea for redemption. We've all been there, that feeling of, I've messed up, and there's no coming back from this. Maybe it's a mistake with your family, your career, your faith. It's easy to believe the lie that you're too far gone. But God's grace covers all our mistakes, no matter how big they are, no matter how bad they seem. Will Smith's story shows us that even the most public failures can be a gateway to personal growth and redemption. His journey isn't just for celebrities. It's for anyone who's ever felt the sting of their own mistakes. Here's the miracle. Just as God redeemed Saul, He's in the business of redeeming us all. Will Smith is living proof of this. He's working through his mistakes, learning, growing, and seeking forgiveness, not just from others, but from God. And that's what makes his story so powerful. It's not about the slap. It's about how God can take that moment and turn it into something beautiful. But the transformation doesn't end there. Will's story isn't just about him. It's about all of us. about how our lowest points can become the foundation for something greater. When we fall, God is there, ready to pick us up, dust us off, and show us that His love and grace are bigger than our failures. Will's story is your story. It's my story. It's the story of redemption. So, what's the takeaway from Will Smith's redemption story? It's this: no matter where you are, no matter what you've done, God has a plan to turn your mess into a message. Like Will, you don't have to be defined by your mistakes. Lean into your faith, take responsibility, seek forgiveness, and watch God work in ways you never imagined. Will Smith's journey isn't just a celebrity scandal. It's a reminder that there's no mistake too big for God to redeem. And you don't have to be a movie star to experience that same redemption. What's holding you back today? Are you letting your past mistakes define your future? It's time to let go of shame, embrace grace, and watch what God can do with your brokenness. The best is yet to come.